Ah, hey there. All right. I'm taking my moment that happens every time I start a Facebook Live and I start to feel the people out there. So I'm taking a breath and I'm grabbing hold of my rubber chicken. Yeah. I'm wanting to speak today about taking heart. Maybe I will do it right here, right now, because one of the things about taking heart is often we don't know that we need to. We don't know that we're in loss of heart. I, for instance, spent the morning at the dentist. News was mixed, not terrible, not great. And I can feel in my body that I'm already in a kind of coping mode with it. It's like trudge, trudge, trudge. So let me take a moment to go back into the basic practices that are covered in any whole heart connection intro and that we cover in the taking heart sessions, which is like a review, but a joyous review. I'm feeling my connection to the ground, not as a like, I'll be connected, but as actually feeling the support, feeling supported, nested, held is such an important prerequisite for taking heart. There is a state that we can get into where it's kind of like our heart is treading water, not held. And there is the chair I'm sitting in. And there is the ground beneath me. And as I take the time to feel held, I'm able to connect with, I guess, what they call polyvagal response, if you want to be scientific. There's so many things that don't start happening until we feel held. And then the next prerequisite for taking heart is breathing and feeling that connection to the sky as it comes inside, so that I can tell that I have an inner space. We can be in loss of heart at full momentum, totally frantic, patch it together and keep it running cope mode, kind of hanging outside of our body. And it's not until we're held enough and breathing in enough that there's enough interior space inside to be able to even feel, do I have a heart? Now, honestly, at the moment, my heart is feeling, I'm feeling a little bit faint of heart. I wouldn't say that I'm in complete loss of heart, but I'm a little faint of heart at the moment. All of these fillings, all of these fillings that the dentist said, they look fine. They're just 40 years old and they need to come out and be redone. Oh, great. It's nothing worse than that, but that does seem like an ordeal physically and economically. So I am a little faint of heart with it. So I am feeling supported in the ground. I am breathing and feeling my solo space in here, me and the universe. And I'm feeling for heart. What heart? A little faint of heart. So I'm putting a hand here. Ah, and I'm doing the vocal. Ah, 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 to help unclench. You can do this along with me if you're not in a very public space. Ah, ah, ah. All right, there's a little bit of melting. As it melts, I'm finding myself having emotions. Grief is my personal go-to. You name it, that will usually be the first thing I go to. So I'm making a little room to be able to grieve over my feelings. And as I make room for the grief, held and supported, I actually can feel my heart lifting What a funny thing, but it does work that way. When I come out of coping and into feeling what I feel without judging it, because that I think was the problem. I was like, don't be silly, don't grieve about your feelings. Be a soldier, be positive, walk on. It's like, but it's phony and it's judgmental. Ah, now that I'm letting myself feel what I feel, at least as a temporary thing, I'm feeling my heart open to myself in some basic compassion, some basic realness. Yeah. And I'm actually starting to feel some sadness that's welling up from below that I think has nothing to do with my feelings. I think it's just been there for a little while and it's behaving healthily. There's already right now more compassion and more openness to allowing myself to feel than there has been all day so far. And so other emotions that were waiting, they're like, ooh, I'm here too. Can I be felt in heart space? I'm feeling the back of my heart opening already. I'm feeling that deep bow on the inside, what we call the blessed inadequacy practice. The practice where we just admit that we actually can't go it alone. And we open the back of the heart to connect with the big heart. And I'm doing it a little bit going, I'm sad. I'm a little sad about my feelings and more sad about endless, nameless things that are in fact going on a personal scale, on a social scale, on a planetary scale. And so I'm saying, okay, I would like to receive from the big heart, from that gigantic electromagnetic hologram, from the big, big love that's like a big, big sun that everyone's heart is connected to. I'm saying yes. And I'm allowing that to nourish me. I already feel more full on the inside. It's a really good feeling. I would say I don't feel less slightly melancholy. Like I'm not over it with the feelings. I'm not over it with the planet. There are things to be felt, but I'm feeling them already fuller on the inside. And we've only been doing this for a few minutes. What's wonderful about this new taking heart thing that I'm going to be doing, a monthly gathering where we just come together for an hour and a half. It's by donation only, so come. Is that taking heart together, doing a review of the practices for the sake of feeling for just how much can we take heart? Because even if it hasn't been that hard a month, we probably need it. And even if we're feeling like, I feel good in my heart, it's more is better. More is better. And then we are more able to be the mountain and be the place of the sun in the chest for those around us as well. No small thing. I would say that in some ways, not having an aching heart to some degree is a sign that you might actually be in loss of heart and just patching it up and keeping it running. So when we get together, what we need to do is create that foundation together that actually makes it safe to feel, that actually makes it not overwhelming, that actually makes it feel like a doorway into a much wider joy, a kind of sharing of the troubles and the beauty, the complete outrageousness of being alive. As I speak to you about it, as I tune into the hearts, taking heart together, life is outrageous. It's unbelievable. And when I have heart, I'm feeling my upper heart opening now. When I take heart, especially when I take heart with others, the sense of complete awe and wonder at what we are all living and how we bring heart to it, it's astounding. The levels of creativity that only arrive in the presence of compassion. I say, when I look around my life and the lives of others around me, that kind of creativity is, I think, what we need more than anything else. The creativity that comes from the deep aliveness and the deep willingness to show up, to say, I am here. I am here with heart. I am here backed up by the big heart. I am here in very, very good company. I'm laughing because I really am feeling so much better. And I'm ready to go into whatever I need to go into, dentally or otherwise, with a tremendous amount more resource. Okay, this is what we're going to be doing on Sunday, and what we're going to be doing, inshallah, every month. Just gathering, doing the practices, getting drunk while remaining sober on the influx of the big love through ourselves and through each other. If you've already taken a whole heart connection intro, I made this for you because I miss you since the intro. And I really want there to be a place where we can just gather and connect, where people can meet each other, perhaps form pods where we can do the practices together in other ways, a kind of monthly, like a church gathering, you know? So if you've already taken an intro and you just want something to top it off, to bring it all back to you, and you want to do that just once, fine. If you want to do it every month, great. If you want to do it so that you can come on Facebook Lives with me, remembering, how do we do this online? All good. If you haven't done a whole heart connection intro, you do need to do that first so that you actually know the practices that we're going to be running through as we open and fill and come together. I am doing a whole heart connection intro, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. And that is an entry point into a whole community, a whole body of work. Okay, give me one more moment just to feel for the big heart, feel for the compassion. When I open to it, I do feel a little more sadness come up also. It's funny, it's sadness and also just an aliveness. Okay. May you take heart. May you join us. May we come together and support each other in actually being alive and compassionate and resourced enough to feel what we feel and live it as a creative adventure together. See you there, one or the other, taking heart of the intro or other ways. Bye.